Well, hello everyone, George Rambleman here. Hope everybody's doing well. Well, I'm testing out another motorcycle today, and thought I'd share it with you. I'm just had breakfast in Gila Bend, Arizona, which is I guess southwest of Phoenix. And now I've got about an hour and a half ride to get back to Mesa. So, you know, I've taken it on some 2-lane roads and 4-lane roads and city streets, and so far so good. But let's get going here and I'll share my thoughts on it. But you know, this bike's around $10,000. It's a lot lighter than the big touring bikes, and even a lot lighter than my Heritage, and that's really what's got me kind of interested in these kind of motorcycles. As I get older, I'm not really wanting to handle the big heavy bikes all that much. Even my Heritage is getting a little difficult to muscle around the garage, and in slow speed maneuvers, I've gotten used to it and I'm good at it, but it's a heavy bike, and these bikes like the Triumph Tiger 660 are just much lighter and easy to maneuver, and just kind of fun to ride all around. I'm going to kind of give you my take on the bike as far as a guy who rides cruisers and touring type bikes, Harley Davidson guy, and my thoughts on this Triumph Tiger 660 and these kind of bikes in general. I've really been kind of surprised at how comfortable they are. I didn't think they would be this comfortable, and this Tiger 660 so far this morning, I've been on it a couple hours, is, like I said, very comfortable. My feet are a little bit higher up than normal, a little farther back than normal, not the forward controls, but certainly very comfortable. And the riding position just feels good. Your knees kind of hug the tank, and it's a very comfortable riding position. What are some of the big differences between this and my Heritage or a Road King or a touring bike? Well, number one, I think, is the wind protection. This Triumph comes with this windscreen, and it's adjustable. As you can see, I've got it on the highest setting right now, but I can push it down like that and get more wind, or I can pull it up like that and its highest position. In its highest position, it takes most of the wind off of my chest. It's still up around the top of my helmet, and if I open my visor, I can really feel the air at my eye level. So, but it's not. I wouldn't say the helmet buffeting is very bad. It's just a lot of wind in my arms. But on my chest, it's with this windscreen in the higher position, it's not too bad. So that's a big difference. And just the suspension on this bike is pretty good. It's got Showa front suspension. It's got about 6 inches of travel. There's a monoshock in the rear that's adjustable. I would say my Heritage is probably a smoother, plusher, more comfortable ride, and certainly if you go up into the Road King or the Ultra Limiteds and the bigger touring bikes, you're going to even be better. But the roads I've been on this morning on this bike are pretty smooth. This is a nice smooth road here that I'm on now, but the road I was on coming from Phoenix to Gila Bend was pretty rough, and you can tell a difference. It's not it's not as good as a touring bike, but it is what it is. But the comfort of and the lightweight nature of this bike is very fun to ride. I mean, around town it handles just great. I mean, I don't know what kind of lean angle it's got, but I was going around some pretty nice curves, and just a fun bike to ride all the way around. This is a 6-speed transmission, and the shifting is pretty nice. I mean, it's a pretty precise shifting. I can feel when I shift the gears, I can feel the gears shift a lot better than I did on the Kawasaki Versas. I can hear a little click and kind of feel the gear shifting. I didn't have that on the Versas so much. So the shifting of the gears is nice, and it's got a nice easy pull on the clutch. The throttle's pretty smooth. This bike does have traction control in 2 ride modes, rain mode and road mode, and you can change those by this little button down here on the left handlebar. The triple engine is really nice. I've been very impressed with it. It's got plenty of low down torque. It's got plenty of torque in the higher rev ranges, and this bike revs a lot higher than my Heritage does. Like right now I'm at 75 miles an hour. Should be a little slower. I just let this truck in front of me get in front of me, but I'm at 70 miles an hour in 6th gear, about 5,000 RPM, and it just feels very comfortable. And if I twist the throttle, I got plenty of get up and go. Weight-wise, I think this bike is right at 500 pounds. I mean, if you load up the bags, it might be a little bit more, but just very maneuverable and easy to handle motorcycle, and I really like it. What don't I like about it? Well, I mentioned to you the suspension is nice, probably not as good as the touring bikes. The seat is okay. It's definitely a notch below a touring seat or the Mustang seat I have, but it's acceptable, especially for most of the type of riding that I do. Options, it does not have cruise control, and I've gotten used to the cruise control on my Heritage. I love it. This one does not have cruise control, and is that a little bit annoying? Yeah, especially on a road like this. But the throttle's a nice easy pull. I think a little cramp buster will probably be fine. If you're on the interstate for long periods of time, or a long straight road like this for hours upon hours, I think I would miss the cruise control for sure. But I haven't really missed it this morning that much. Like I said, you can't get heated grips with it, hand guards, a quick shifter, and luggage, and I think that's about it. So it's right around $10,000 in that price range. So if you compare this to my Heritage, it's about half the cost of my Heritage. So that's, if you're comparing price, it's this definitely is a deal, I think, compared to what you pay for a full touring bike. Now, if you want a full touring bike and you want that comfort, and especially if you're riding 2 up, it's probably worth the money. Again, this is a liquid cooled engine, and I have not noticed engine heat at all on my legs. No problem whatsoever. The brakes are fine. They've got double disc brakes on the front, a single on the back, and these aren't the Brembo brakes that you get on the more expensive Triumph Tiger models, the 900 and 1200, but they're fine. They work just fine. This ABS, and it's got the chain final drive. I mean, I like the belt drive on my Heritage, and I've had plenty of motorcycles with chains. It just takes a little maintenance, that's all. Alright guys, that's about all for my thoughts on this Triumph Tiger 660. I really like it. Really nice British motorcycle. I've had a great time today riding it. Very impressed. And when I get back to my hotel, before I turn it in, I'll give you a little walk around on the bike and let you see it. As promised, I'm going to give you a quick little walk around here on the bike before I sign off here. Again, this is a 2023 Triumph Tiger Sport 660. It's got the inline 3-cylinder engine, the triple that Triumph is famous for, and it's a great engine. After riding it about 4 hours today, very smooth engine, very linear, power delivery. Just a nice engine. It's liquid cooled, 6-speed. Very nice bike. This is the red color. It comes with the little tiger stripes here, and the Triumph in black here on the tank, and it's Very, very nice bike. It's got this front fairing, adjustable windscreen, LED lights all around. Pretty nice package altogether for you know, a good price of around $10,000. One of the things that's very nice about it is the display. You really couldn't see it very much on the when I was riding, but I'm trying to show it to you. Turn the bike on here, and as you can see, the top portion is LCD. It's got a digital speedometer, digital fuel gauge, and tach. And then at the bottom of the screen, the little square has got it's like a TFT display that shows various things. This is the time and the date. You can scroll through it, and this is a trip 1 fuel status. It says I got 58.8 miles to the gallon today. That's pretty good. Temperature gauge for the radiator, date, and odometer. You can do the brightness of the screen up or down, and then back to the main screen. It also has a gear indicator that is very big. Let me start it up here and see if we can see that, because it's very, very nice. You get to hold the clutch in to start it, so I'm not going to do that. But you can see the gear indicator, the N for neutral there, is very big, very readable. So, you know, the display is probably not as good as the Kawasaki Versus 650. That's a really good one, but this is a pretty nice display. It gives you all the information you need. Very bright, very readable, and you know, I had no issues with it whatsoever. So I really enjoyed the ride on the bike today, but I do want to amend some of my comments on the seat. The first 2 hours this morning, the seat was extremely comfortable. I mean, I stopped for gas once, you know, rode about 2 hours total, and I was thinking, yeah, you know, all the comments I've heard that this is an all-day comfortable seat are really true. This is, you know, this seat is fine. Didn't push me quite as forward as the Kawasaki, and I thought it was great. But then after breakfast, I rode for about an hour and 45 minutes straight from Gila Bend all the way back to Mesa to my hotel, and my butt was burning. It was sore. It was squawking by the time I got back. And, you know, all day comfortable, I'm not so sure if that's really true or not. You know, a couple of hours here or there, you get off and rest, stretch a little bit, it's fine. Definitely not the same comfort that you get on a touring motorcycle. And you know, I don't know if they're aftermarket seats for this, or Triumph has another seat for it. I don't know. But after about 4 hours, I mean, my butt was done. And, you know, if I thought about riding 8 or 10 hours on this, I'm not so sure that would be very comfortable for me, or very, very doable. But, you know, the riding position is good. It's light. It handles great. You know, I'm thoroughly, you know, happy with the ride today, and pleased with the bike, and you know, will I have one in the future? Maybe not. We'll see. A lot of decisions to be made. You know, the technology is good. It's got the ride modes. It has traction control. You know, it doesn't have cruise control, which, you know, didn't really bother me early on. When I got on the interstate to come back, it did bother me a little bit that I didn't have it. There's no USB charging port. You have to buy a little charging adapter, and I think it's under the seat, which is not very accessible, really. And I don't think that's very good. But other than that, I really can't think of too many other bad things to say about it. Just a nice overall motorcycle. I think it looks good. You know, I'm getting ready to take it back now to Eagle Rider in Mesa. I'm really glad they let me have it for the day. And I'm glad I got a chance to come out here to Arizona and ride it. Again, you know, as a Harley rider, as a cruiser rider, it's a different bike. It's a different riding position. The seat's maybe not as comfortable, but hey, I liked it. I thought it was loads of fun and super fun to ride. Okay, guys, everybody have a great week. This is George the Rambler Man. So long, everybody.